Well, hello there. Thank you all for joining us here on the Critical Misses channel. It's a pleasure to see you all. Last we left our coterie of kindred. They spent a lot of time pondering. A lot has happened in the city of Detroit in the span of such a short couple of nights, as is the way when things are shaken up by a change in the norm. The kindred and their coterie made their way to a nightclub known as the Oasis, where they interacted with Anna Klein, a kindred who, for some reason or another, was kind enough to tell them that the cult of Osiris had for some reason set their sights on the five-person crew. Before then, the kindred, each in their own various ways, came to find out that, breaking the rule of two, their sires had managed to sire another, a second child, if you will. One of their coterie members was the second child, the newfound Ray. They also realized that for some reason that no one but she can comprehend, Cassandra Firenze thought it was smart to steal a cub from a pack of Garou, also known as werewolves to humankind, from the Upper Peninsula and bring them back to the city. Cassandra subsequently lost the cub, and the coterie has been tasked with finding them. Their first stop to do this was to visit a Bruja conjuress, a strange sight to see a Bruja who could wield the magics, an even stranger one that would know of the animalistic side of the Garou. What are the Bruja's ties to Clan Gangrel and the Garou themselves? That is the question. The camera settles down onto this large, empty park where there are several other Bruja who appear to be organizing some sort of plan. The Bruja that the kindred were sent to meet, a Madame Fraley's, stands squinting at Ray after they had posed a very particular question. Fraley's raises an eyebrow and says, well, yes, a kindred can sire a Garou child. They're what the Garou call abominations. They're not exactly a fan of the mixture. And it's usually done without the approval of the tribe's matriarch. The only reason I know these things is because my brother Jorah was stupid enough to do it. So the cub you're looking for is a Gangrel Garou crossbreed. It's likely struggling with the hunger that the beast presents and its own spirituality, as the Garou are very closely tied to the earth spirit of Gaia.
He can astral project.
Wonderful. Not surprising, but problematic. I can help you find him. As he is of my blood, I only need a bit of my own vitae to rouse the ritual.
Would some of my own help as well? I was in contact.
I don't believe your blood would help, but your sight might prove useful.
All right.
And you see, she uses a fang to quickly prick and draw a bit, and begins to make the ritualistic symbols on the ground. And she locks eyes with you, Genevieve, and says, place your hand opposite mine in the circle and focus on that essence. Uh, as this is happening, you feel your vision be pulled within the vitae that is sprawled across the ground, and it travels through almost like a wave, a current of crimson that you ride across the astral sea that separates you. The physical distance is nothing through this spiritualistic magic. And you see the small cub, Artreus, sitting there, sort of dirtied, looking around curiously, sitting in the lap of a woman in a velvet purple suit with golden buttons and dark curly black hair. A woman whose face you recognize as Charlotte pets through Artreus' hair, sat against a large chair in what looks to be a museum. Your vision is pulled back, and Fraley's stands and snarls. Great. The Anarchs have him.
One that we've met before.
Yes, Charlotte is talkative.
We met her a few nights back with her friend Nick, the angler.
Well, the best thing that I could recommend to you, and I'll relay this to the prince since dawn is about to break, is that tomorrow night you use an Anarch contact to get you in to the place, at the very least, and try and establish a negotiation if you really want this child back, unless you want to take on the Anarchs. If you do that loudly, though, you'll start a war in Detroit, and I doubt the prince will want that.
There's a war already on the horizon with the Garou. Battle on two fronts is one we probably could not win.
A mindful Malkavian. Rare and in between these days, unfortunately.
I've been granted vision and a broader scope of the picture by the director herself.
Sure. I'll let the prince know about this. And hopefully they have a contact that can help get you inside. And she'll look at Victoria and snap one of the teeth off the necklace and toss it to you. If you need me, shatter that and throw it to the wind.
Dory will tuck it away.
And eventually, go ahead. Eventually, your meeting comes to an official close, and you all retreat to your various vehicles and return to your sanctuaries. Ray, you are returning to a new sanctuary. You're returning to a moderately nicer apartment. It is definitely more spacious, in a better area. It seems to have blackout curtains and other amenities more properly affixed to the place, as opposed to your own ramshackle putting together of what you needed to get by. As you enter into Cassandra's former living space, you see perhaps an odd shock, but there's quite an extensive library, different philosophy titles, some by philosophers that you've heard of and others in completely different languages that you don't speak. You also notice a picture of Cassandra. It looks old, almost as though it was taken 4 or so decades ago. It is of Cassandra and a young man with fiery red hair that is tied back into a tight braid, face pale and splashed with freckles. And they smile wide in the midst of a club, wearing what looks like ravish outer gear. Welcome to your new haven.
Wow, this place is something. What does it smell like?
It smells like Cassandra and sulfur.
We'll have to get that stink out. I'm going to go around and I'm going to, just feel the curtains and, lie down on the couch and kind of stare off and grab a book at random and just, look through it, rip some pages out, throw them. Find my way over to her bedroom. Does she sleep in a coffin or in a bed?
As you step into the bedroom, you do see that there is a large coffin that appears to be flush against the wall. Just this black shape that peeks out against the white.
Oh, cool. I didn't know they actually did that. I just been sleeping in my bed. I'm going to open the coffin.
As you open the coffin, you see what has to be the long, long dead corpse of the pale skinned man with the freckles from the photo. Sort of desiccated and mummified.
Huh. Well, that's a look. I'm gonna grab the corpse, and I'm gonna just kind of sidle it over into the living room. I look around. Does she have like some kind of music player or record player or something?
She does. She has a stereo system.
I'm gonna grab a random record of some kind, put it on, and start dancing with this corpse.
Okay. So you find an old Duran Duran CD that you put
Perfect.
into the stereo and you begin your hair metal rock out to with this corpse. The camera pans upwards from the macabre ballet scene and back down to the humble apartment of one Minerva Noctua. Um, as you are returning to your apartment, you see that Miss Jackson's apartment door is slightly ajar as you approach your own.
Oh boy. I'm gonna. It's like slightly.
Mhm.
Gonna. Miss Jackson?
There's no response.
Can I practice the flush of life right now? Or use the flush of life?
You feel the sort of warm blush of red come to your cheeks to give you a bit more of a healthy tone to your skin.
Petal? Can I gently push the door open?
Sure. As you push the door open, you see Petal is sitting on this old couch, tail slowly swishing behind him in his humanoid form, wearing a very washed out white t shirt that's been cut to a halter top and very short shorts. His ears sort of twitch as he turns and sees you enter. There is a knife that he is walking up and down his fingers. He says, "Hello, Minerva."
Hi, Petal.
Sorry I couldn't talk earlier.
It's
I
fine.
was surprised to see you.
Same.
To so willingly walk into the lion's den. Not smart, dear girl.
Well, I didn't know it was a lion's den beforehand. It kind of just looked like a club.
That is the thing about living as one of the others. You must recognize that everything is a trap. Be careful.
Fair.
Also, I hope you've been enjoying that book that I left you. It has many secrets that you will need to remember.
So you're the one who left it on the pier.
Yes. When its owner comes looking for it, do not give it back to him.
Is there any particular reason why I shouldn't?
He will say that he wants it back, and that you will be free to go after you return it, but that is not true.
You think it's better to keep it on me
Then-
at all times, or keep it safe in my haven?
I don't know exactly. I know that if he attempts to enter your haven without your knowledge, I could certainly let you know,
That would be lovely.
if you'd like.
I would love that, Petal.
Of course. Of course. Now, I must get back to my nap. And he stretches out and slowly, diminutively shrinks back down into his cat-like form.
I'll shut the door and head back to my apartment.
All right. As you open the door and step through your apartment, the camera pans through the wall and continues left, across and across, through the Detroit skyline until it reaches the skyline of Chicago. A humble evening, a light breeze drifts across Navy Pier, as in a black stretch limousine, there is a coffin that is stretched and morphed to fit into the back of this limousine, as a fairly pale young gentleman sits sort of skipping rocks across the water, standing at about like, I don't know, probably like 5'10" in a fairly nice suit and a cap on. He looks over and says, "So, you have to go all the way to Detroit and be there by the next nightfall. It is quite a mission."
Just do what I'm told. I'm sure there's a reason for me to go.
The question is, would the reason be any fun, and will you return?
Oh, I'll return. And whether or not it is any fun or not, well, if it's not fun over there, it will be once I come.
Yes, indeed. Detroit won't know what hit them. All right, let's get moving. Your chariot awaits, and he sort of gestures a hand.
Remember, easy lefts, okay? Easy lefts.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Listen, I'm from Chicago. I know how to drive.
You're from Chicago. That is why I am sure that is a lie.
And as you sit down into the coffin. It is closed, as is the lid to the trunk of the limo, and you begin to settle yourself in the velvet interior. There's this vision of you closing your eyes, glasses still on your face, makeup pristine, and the neon purple hair covering you almost like a sheet as you feel yourself drift off to day sleep, ready to go to Detroit to cash in a favor that your sire, Maki, had apparently volunteered you for. You're meant to go to Detroit and aid the Camarilla ill in handling a manner that involves some of the anarchs up that way, amicably, if you can. The drive begins, and just as you feel your body begin to seize up, your coffin shifts to the left, bumping
said easy
against the
less.
metal. Yeah, yes. This asshole was in front of me, all right?
This
And
traffic,
the
there
camera
will always
peels
be
back
assholes.
as the limousine begins to crust along the highway toward the Motor City of Detroit. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone who finds themselves inside and out of the spectrum, my name is Dee, and welcome to Under the Pale Cold Sun, Episode 4, The Second City Wind. I would like to introduce you all to my wonderful coterie of kindred, beginning on my right with our special guest for the evening, the Noir Enigma.
Hello, everybody. Wow, it's weird going back to my voice with this makeup. Hi, everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me at Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as the Noir Enigma. You can find me at TikTok, SoundCloud, Instagram as Noir. Hey, I heard I was gonna get bullied today. How's that going?
Pretty well,
It's-
probably.
Yeah, at least she's gonna make my life hell. But that's me.
And speaking of Alicia, we're going to move down to her.
Oh, hello. I'm Alicia at NG9. I don't know. I'm so kind and nice. But what I do in character, see, I'm an actress, so I have to truly embody who I'm being, is the thing. But yes, I will be playing Victoria Beester, who has a French accent that I will work out while we're going to put other people's intros. With that, take it away, Bo. You're muted.
Muted.
Yeah, I clicked the button. It didn't actually do anything. My name's Bo. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram as Dorky Teacher. And I will be playing Ray Renault, the delightful Malkavian.
Half the time.
Nextly, our wonderful Tremere friend.
Hello, my name is Darby, and I'm playing Minerva today. I have a script because I always forget what I'm going to say. Yeah, I think that's it.
Chaotic podcast.
Oh, yeah! You can find me
Harper, I
here.
can also be your co-host, FYI. I will remember that you are not an only child as well.
It's in my phone now! Anyways, you can catch me playing Awkward Minerva here, and being Awkward Darby on my podcast that I co-host with my lovely friend who has a sibling, Harper, called Chaotic Creations, which you can soon listen to here on this channel. Yes, it's very exciting. And on Thursdays, you can catch Lonely Throne on the Noir Enigma's channel, who is diagonal to me.
Perfectly done. And lastly, but never leastly, our fearless host.
Well, you're kind of the host here, but hi, I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses. You can find me here. Most days. Thursdays, you can find me over on the Noir Enigmas channel for Lonely Clown. That is mostly me.
Wonderful. And I am the mouthpiece of the Eldritch Gods. So, the day passes. The next evening slowly joins you. I believe that we will start with a message that you all receive from Edwin, informing you that the prince has need of Fee's particular services and senses, and will not be available to you for your given quest this evening. Outside of that, I believe we will start the evening off with Victoria. Victoria, are you continuing to stay within Jackson's Haven, or do you spend time at your own in any amount?
I'll stay with Jackson's. That's where the cars I'll be using are, which I'm sure that'll be a fun conversation when we get to it.
So, as you are stepping through the King Manor, your phone, your burner phone, begins to chirp at you.
Unknown number?
How good is Victoria at recognizing cell phone numbers by the numbers?
You know what? Considering all the decades she's dealt with the mob, pretty good, I'd imagine.
Okay. You recognize it as being one of Lyman's lines.
She'll go into like one of the side rooms, clicks it on.
Victoria, good evening. I just wanted to call and formally set up the meeting between you and I so that we can discuss the takedown of this tech startup company that is threatening your sire's businesses.
But of course, although currently I am a little busy with something for the prince, as it were.
Well, when you are available, do let me know.
You'll be the first to know, Monsieur Lyman.
And the line disconnects.
All right. Then she'll continue on her way. Well, actually, let's see. So knowing Fee's busy with the prince, she's probably going to actually head over, unless Jackson calls for her. She'll probably actually head over to wherever Genevieve is.
Okay. So you make your way to the Justine estate. Jackson is
with one of
actually not
Jackson's
in
cars.
house.
Yes, same one I borrowed before.
All right. Jackson is not in house. Emerson shakes his head disapprovingly in a very "you're gonna get in trouble" kind of.
Oh, does
demeanor.
he?
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Emerson, dearest, do you like where your eyes are?
Like I said, I ain't a snitch. I'm not gonna tell anybody, but he's gonna catch you one of these times.
I'm not trying to hide anything. But just so you know, if you want to keep your eyes where they are, run along like a good little boy.
Can't tell adventure shit, man. Can't tell adventure shit. And he sort of walks off back into the house proper from the garage. As you make your way to the Justine Manor, Genevieve, you are awoken in the living room, which is not where you went to sleep.
Nope. Definitely not.
And you are sat across from the very curiously appraising you form of Kara, who's just slightly tapping the side of her face, and she says, sleepwalking.
Yes, the curse affects me a little bit differently than most.
Huh. How annoying must that be?
Only mildly inconvenient. I haven't woken up in the sun yet, thankfully.
Yet is the key word, darling.
I've been at this for almost 3/4 of a decade, so...
Well, unfortunately, the sun doesn't get any less dangerous with age, so
That's fair.
make sure you're always taking the proper precautions. So, question, Anita.
Yeah.
Would Genevieve have imparted the evening's events to Kara?
Kara would know that they're working on something for the prince that might have something to do with why Ophelia was staked. Just chasing down leads at this point. But,
Chasing down leads is kind of what I do. I'm a private eye.
you are interesting.
Yes. It's a very kind job, but you can do it in the evening when no one asks questions.
Not generally.
Yes.
Well, looking... There's some problems on the horizon. Looking for a child that was stolen.
And you see that her gaze almost widens from just looking at you, almost as if she's looking behind you. Okay. Right. Go on. So you're looking for a child. What kind of child? Kindred?
Abomination, apparently.
That's Dawa.
Guru who
Sort
can
of
astral
swipes.
project.
Ooh,
We know, I
astral
think-
projection.
We know, I think, where he is. But, in the company of those that might work against us, that it'll be dangerous to get in.
She just continues to look around you and almost pull things from the air, looking at some and waving them away, moving others.
Your gifts are interesting. How they manifest.
Yes, it's a word puzzle. Sort of like, what do the kind call them? Mad libs?
Oh,
Statements, possibilities. My sight grants me choices. I can see words and try to affix them with possible solutions, and
see the
I can
outcome from
always
there.
get a feeling of whether or not. Exactly.
Interesting.
Hmm.
My visions are vague at best a lot of the time. Sometimes specific. With assistance.
Yes. Well, it's a mess. This is a difficult situation.
We know
But I
who
can
stole
see that it.
them, but
Go ahead.
we know who stole them. Was... Oh, my brain is blanking on
Charlotte?
Charlotte. No.
Victoria Dower?
Well, Charlotte's the one that has him currently, but was initially stolen by... Shoot, what's the name of Ray's sire?
Cassandra.
Cassandra. Stolen by Cassandra.
Interesting. Interesting indeed. This is going to get dangerous if you don't handle it properly, Genevieve.
I'm well aware.
Be quite careful. There's the Ventru. You travel with a Ventru?
Yes, Victoria.
She's walking a tightrope currently.
I could see that.
I think she's going to fall.
Oh,
You may need to be her net.
I suppose one could turn.
Yes.
Is it the script you're
Well-
looking at?
Well, that's what Mummy Dearest referred to it as. She liked to call me an editor of the script. Was her words.
That makes sense.
She would dictate her ideas to me, and I would tell her which ones line up. Odd obsession with Tom Cruise once he became a public figure.
Yeah. There's files in the office.
Oh,
Might
sure.
be kind. Might be kind. No, might be kindred. Might be kindred. Real strange.
Yes.
He films during the daytime. Of
Well-
course he'd be. Unless. No, I guess I can walk out during the day occasionally.
Yes. And there are some who have greater fortitude than us against such things.
Fair enough.
But either way, I'm sure you have business to attend to.
Yes.
And so I will let you get to it.
Why did I wake up here this time? Oh well. Tempted to ask
Great question.
what her curse is, but I'll leave that for another time.
All right. And as the camera zooms out, it flashes over back to Minerva's apartment. As you rise from the day sleep, you hear 2 heavy knocks on the door.
I use heightened senses.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Do I hear heartbeats on the other side of the door?
You do. Just one.
Just one. I'm gonna pick up a golf club and very quietly walk to the door.
All right. You see a man that's on the shorter side of things, dressed in what looks like a Catholic priest's uniform, mostly shaven head, a long, crooked, broken nose that is sort of waiting with a blank stare.
I like to put on the flush of life.
All right.
And just I don't want to open the door. I don't want to open the door. I'm just gonna watch for a second what he does. I'm gonna say the door.
He waits for a minute and then knocks 4 more times, a bit heavier.
I will not unlatch the door, but just crack it open. Hello?
Good evening, madam. Are you Minerva, I believe?
Yes, this is she.
Well, my nephew Charlie, he lives across the hall from you. And I haven't seen him in a couple of days. I was just looking around
Oh,
to see if anyone had seen or heard from him.
when's the last time I saw Charlie?
Probably only a night ago.
I saw him last night. He was about to do his Twitch stream.
Um, all right. Well, if you see him again, would you mind to just let him know that I'm looking for him?
Yes. What was your name?
Father Reynolds.
Father.
Reynolds.
Could you spell that for me, please?
RENYOLDS.
Oh, like Ryan. Okay. Okay. Cool. You said you were his uncle or something?
Yes, he is my nephew.
Hmm. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll be sure to let him know. I'm sure he's just busy with his Twitch streams and classes and stuff. We have, finals
Right,
coming up.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, it is a busy time in a college student's life around these times. He's been missing services, and I'm beginning to be a bit worried.
Can I roll an insight check on this
Sure.
individual? That's insight plus.
Absolutely. I'd say insight plus wits.
Okay. Okay. Oh, yikes. I got a 1 on my hunger dice.
Okay.
9, 8, 7, 7. And then 4 successes for the rest.
Okay. So with the 4 successes, but the failure on your hunger die, you do get another point of hunger. So you're at 2.
Eek.
And you feel the beast in your ear say, "Run." And as you hear that voice come up, you see in a sudden flash of movement, he shoulder charges the door, brandishing a cross into the small gap that is open. As you fall backwards, immediately your skin just blistering hot from the presence of this holy artifact. What do you do?
I would like to use my new magic spell.
Okay.
Incorporeal passage.
All right. So go ahead and make me the ritual test, which is going to be a test of your, I believe it is intelligence plus your blood sorcery.
Yep.
That's how many die you're rolling.
Ooh, could I have
And incorporeal passage.
Could I have had the book on me? The
Sure.
Okay. The fantasy book, the one
Sure.
that Petal told me to keep on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You said it was intelligence plus my blood ritual roll, so that's 6 days. Cool. I'm gonna pick up the hand mirror that's like near on the table somewhere, just crunch it.
All right. You whack it against the side of the door, and the shards go scattering across the ground. As you use one hand to hold the door closed, you pick up a shattered piece of glass and begin focusing and muttering the incantations that your sire has taught you.
Okay, cool. So I've got 2 10s. So that's again 2 successes?
That's 4 successes.
Okay. Then another success. And then one more success. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Okay. And what is the level of the spell incorporeal?
It is
passage?
4. So,
all right, so you needed 5 successes and you got 6. So as you finish carving this sigil into your own vitae, focusing on the focus of this shard of glass, you feel your limbs go loose, almost as though you've done a full week's worth of yoga in the span of 10 seconds. And you feel your feet begin to sink as your skin goes pale and you are translucent. You can see your kitchen through your free hand as you clutch this shard of mirror. You are now incorporeal. And as you finish the casting of the spell, the latch on the door finally gives way to the large foot that is pressed against it and kicked forward. This sort of diminutive priest man, standing a full 2 inches taller, it appears. As he locks eyes with you, he presents the cross, which would cause you harm. And he sort of stares at you and says, "Monster."
If that's what you think, it's a pretty subjective term. As it were. She's gonna start, I guess, floating back towards a wall.
Mm-hmm.
An outward facing wall.
Where is the book?
Well, if you would look around, I have many books. I certainly have no idea what you mean. I want to purposefully
Very
glance to a
spelly.
pile of books on my right and then look back at him.
Okay. Make me a manipulation plus subterfuge check.
Manipulation plus subterfuge. Do I have? I don't have anything in the. Oh no, I do have 2 manipulation.
And remember, your hunger is 2, so both of these are blood dice.
Oh, what does that mean?
That means if you fail on one of these, then your hunger will go up. If you fail on one or both.
Failed on one of them. The other one was a success.
All right. So you look down towards the pile of books, but you and Nymeria have never been the most gifted deceivers, and he's just staring at you with this white-hot, holier-than-thou glance that could melt you in pieces, still holding the cross in his right hand.
Oh man, can I try? Oh, damn, I'm like, I don't think you should be here, and I would like to try and cloud his memory. I think you should forget
All right.
about this whole thing.
So, cloud memory. Let me
These
bring
aren't the
up
droids
what-
you're looking for.
These are not the books you are looking for.
That's basically it. Let me grab some dice here. What is the roll to resist a cloud memory?
Charisma plus. Wait, resisting. Clouding the memory of a resisting victim or another vampire requires a charisma plus dominate versus a wits and resolve roll.
Okay, so he's rolling wits and resolve. So let's see here.
He is a prepared mortal. Dang.
He is indeed a prepared mortal. All right. So go ahead and roll your dominate plus charisma, I think you said.
Yeah. Okay, my charisma isn't ass, but it's close.
Okay.
That is cocked somehow? Okay.
And remember, two of these are blood dice.
Okay. No failures. Okay. So that's 2 successes. 7 and 8.
Okay. So with 2 successes himself, I would say that since you are a super powered individual, your will is stronger than this mortal's. And you see, he sort of blinks and looks around and goes, "Yes, of course, I must be lost." And he sort of turns and confusedly saunters out of the building, leaving your door with a now broken lock sort of just swinging openly there.
Can I drop my incorporealness?
Sure.
I'm gonna shut the door.
As you drop your incorporealness and make your way over to the door, you see Charlie standing in his doorway, mouth agape.
Oh, he didn't see that, did he?
What the fuck?
Dude, stalkers are crazy, man.
And then the camera cuts over to Ray.
No, it's kind of funny. That's not actually inaccurate.
You awake not in Cassandra's abode. You awake in a very fine, very well made, open lid coffin. And you see that across from you, dressed in easily the most simple clothes that you've seen them in since you have been aware of their presence, is the prince. Sitting up in the midst of this very large Victorian era and style bed. She looks over and says, "And so they rise."
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Wonderful. This is the one I wanted to speak to.
Look, I don't know where I am. You can't just go and take
Calm
people.
down, Professor Renault. Relax. I believe formal introductions are in order, as you have not had the pleasure of being in my grace. I am Prince Cameron von Teller III, and I am in charge of the Kindred Society of Detroit and the greater metropolitan area that surrounds it.
Prince seems a little archaic, don't you think?
Well, when the systems have existed since monarchy was an established thing, old habits die hard.
I suppose. Though most people have moved past monarchy, overthrown them, even. Wonder how that makes you feel.
Well, considering it's how I got my position of power, I suppose I'm waiting on the throne until the knife in my crown does its work.
So, you have me entirely unprepared. What can I do for you?
I need you, as a member of Clan Malkavia, you are gifted with seeing things that others cannot, seeing things in people that others do not. But your insight does not stop there. You have a more practical eye, trained in the kind arts of psychology, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's what my degree says.
Wonderful. Once your coterie arrives, your band of kindred friends, once they arrive, you will be joined by a contact that I have, not one that I particularly trust, as they are not of the Camarilla. I would like for you, if you can, as best you can, to keep the professor's eye on them, even when the younger one comes out to play.
Look, I'm a little new at this. I don't remember anything. Anything when the other one is there. Why does my mouth taste like an ashtray? Look, I can try. Honestly, I just met you. I have no... Why? What are you going to do for me? Like, surely, from whenever you're from, oh, Prince, they still have trade, right?
Yes, and royalty, as I'm sure you, who have picked up many a history book in your time, was usually above the act of trading. I wanted to give you a tool for the job. I found it to be beautiful. Toreadors, much like Malkavians and their predestination to have an additional quality brought about them, Toreadors are cursed to find beauty in the oddest things. I find beauty in irony, Professor. Do you remember reading the story of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Are you saying I'm Dr. Jekyll, or am I Mr. Hyde?
I suppose that depends what side of the mortality scale you fall on. To Kindred, I am certainly speaking to Mr. Hyde, as your more wild side is in tune with what we would expect from you. But I suspect the opposite would be true of those whose hearts still breathe.
So, you want me to keep an eye on this person, yeah?
Yes.
Anything in
And-
particular you're looking for?
I just want to make sure that the Camarilla remains safe. Anarchs are always looking for an edge. Not that we don't, but you're not on their team. And she pulls out from the cleavage of her dress robe what looks to be a very finely custom-made tape recorder. She presents it to you and says, "And as for what I offer in exchange, well, I believe you're smart enough to know how to use this tool to catch up with yourself when you begin to forget things."
You're asking me to talk to myself with a tape recorder. I mean, it's not.
Yes.
I mean, I have one. I record my notes on my sessions on them. I don't, unless there's something particularly special about this one.
She takes your hand in hers and turns over the tape recorder, and you see this dark black insignia on the back of it that almost moves. It's almost shadow-like, but doesn't reflect in the candlelight of the room properly. This is very special indeed, Ray. Keep it close. Who knows what you might find out.
All right. Are we done here? Or do you have more
Yes,
things you want to
may
ask?
leave.
That way? Yeah.
It's the only door on the room.
I'll find my way out. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. And as you exit the door, Edwin is standing there waiting. And you see you're in this very elaborate, it almost looks like a castle, the hallway.
Are there castles in Detroit? This is partially a question in character, partially out of character.
And Edwin says, "Not in the Detroit you recognize." And he cold cocks you and knocks you unconscious.
I don't get to resist that at all, no.
Edwin is a few generations above you. If he wants to knock you out, it's kind of hard to resist.
You're going to sleep.
Man, everybody's just
Eotunde.
shitting on Ray all the time.
You, Eotunde, make your way to the Michigan Theater. After sending Buck and the car to the home that you've been provided, you begin to make your way to the Michigan Theater proper. Your sire has contacted you beforehand with the exact details. You are meant to broker a deal as a part of a favor she unfortunately owes to the Prince of Detroit in order to make sure that the Camarilla doesn't fuck up dealing with anarchs like they usually do. Couldn't hear you.
Wonderful.
Now you're good.
Oh, you can hear me? Cool.
You're good.
He just goes, "Oh, wonderful. I best get to it then. Tell me, where do I need to go?"
Inside the Michigan Theater, you will find a sour old man by the name of Edwin. Try not to cause too many problems with him. He's a bit of an executioner. And I know that you're thinking about challenging him now that I've told you that, but I told you that as a caution.
I would never challenge someone. You tell me not to challenge him, I will obey this cranky old man.
Please do not start a war, my child.
Let the people of Detroit have Detroit. I have no business here other than what you send me to do. But if they fight each
the
other...
Baron up that way. Well, if the Camarilla kills each other because of their endless politics, then that is nothing but better for us, isn't it?
Pick up what is left. It is the way.
Mm.
But that is not what I'm rooting for, of course. I come to broker peace.
Of course, we would never. Be careful, and be sure to have your fun.
Always. I'm sure something here has to be beautiful.
All right. And as you enter the Michigan Theater, you see that there is a very orderly, almost teacher-ish type person that is unconscious, head sort of lulled back in one of the seats, and you see a dusty old man in a suit that is sat on the stage before looking up and seeing you. You must be the contact then.
Tunde Espofo, a pleasure, as always. My sire sends nothing but the fondest greetings from Chicago.
Yeah, great. I am Edwin. Someone, the coterie that you will be brokering a peace for is on their way. Just take a seat.
Do you need help with that? He points to the unconscious.
No. That one is... Hopefully you deal with the one that's bearable. Malkavian.
They're fun.
That is certainly a word for it. And it's around this time that Minerva, Victoria, and Genevieve all arrive at the Michigan Theater. And you guys enter to see Ray slowly rousing from unconsciousness, and this like 5'5" man, neon purple hair, cardigan over top of a turtleneck with these flowing harem pants. Looks lean, but you can see that there are some defined muscles underneath the very flowy, warm, cozy attire.
I imagine under her breath, Victoria kind of murmurs in French, "Someone's trying entirely too hard." But yeah, in French, though.
Back in French, they will go, "I was stand in Northern Africa. It is my mother language you speak. And truly, this is just comfortable."
Do you want a cookie?
Only if that is your name.
Est-ce qu'on est en France maintenant? On parle juste en français maintenant, c'est ça?
Is that what Ray's actually murmuring, or no?
Yeah, no, hearing people speaking French and just like not having heard that in a while, Ray would also be speaking French. Just out of habit.
That's okay. I just want to know, like, in character. All right.
Also, Ray basically said, we're speaking French now? Am I in France now? Is that where I am?
Which one are we getting? Are we getting the fun one or the not so fun one?
I can't tell from that brief thing. They probably both speak French, though.
Possibly.
Genevieve, right? Yeah, that one's you.
That's me, yes. Oh, it's the fun one, okay.
It is. Well, it's this one.
Any idea how confusing it is when you have no idea which one of me is being referred to as the fun one?
Yes, I do.
Good. Okay, great. This is how we're going to be. Awesome.
Certainly hope that this is not a fun one.
Perspectives.
I haven't
Who are
seen
you?
before. Who are you?
Oh, of course. Hello, I am Atunde Esupofo of Chicago. I've come to assist you in a little bit of a political matter, it would seem. As a favor.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You actually know what we're talking about?
Vaguely. More than I expected, if I'm honest. Didn't help that this guy, clocked me in the back of the head.
Oh, Eddie, you need to be more gentle.
No.
You're
Oh,
adorable.
Genevieve. It's
Yeah.
fine if Eddie wants to play a little rough. Isn't that right,
What
Eddie?
about keeping a journal, maybe? Right
Why
now?
do you do these things?
Do what, mon cher?
She just enjoys it. Well, Ayotunde, yes? Genevieve, lovely to meet you.
Lovelier to meet you, I believe.
Flattery.
Pleasure. Just honest.
Great. Another Toreador. Now that's what, 2.5 we're dealing with?
Something like that.
Which one's the Toreador again? Don't tell me. It's
The pretty ones.
Oh, thank you.
Not you in
Right.
particular.
That would be Fee, is the one that you're asking about.
Oh, Fee, club owner, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
It is good. It is good to know the competition. He runs a fine establishment, if I do say so myself. He's
they-
taking more than a fair share of my customers.
They are good for something,
Fair,
then.
sorry. Is it difficult, I wonder? And he looks at Victoria. Is it difficult to try so hard to seem stronger than you are?
Well,
Oh,
this is
do you
going to be
think this is a
entertaining.
front?
I was saying
Oh,
that earlier.
sweet child.
Baby steps, Vicky dear.
Oh, you Detroit people, so inefficient and so good at pretending. Anyway, we have something that we need to work on, and I'm sorry, but where I come from, efficiency is key. So we can keep this dance going after I complete
Yes.
what I was sent to do.
Before
I-
we do the efficiency thing, Edwin,
Mhm.
A priest broke into my home today. I think I need to move.
You all still have
Okay.
problems with priest?
All right. I will be honest, I don't need the anarch snark that is already quite prevalent. The Second Inquisition is a problem for all kindred kind. Do not act ignorant.
Father Reynolds broke into my home today. I managed to cloud his memory, and have him, leave. But if I am going to be looking for a new place of residence soon. But just to let you know that that's the second time that they've stopped by my haven.
I will let the prince know and will relocate you appropriately.
In the meantime, I have a spare bedroom if you want. I'm happy if you want to.
Sure. Sounds good. Are
you skeptical because of me?
I just
or
don't want
the
to.
other.
I don't want to because if you seem to have trouble remembering between the two of
You
you.
can stay.
I just don't want
to
to.
stay with Ray. We're moving on.
Okay.
Low
Yeah.
house. You want to get to the point? Stop talking.
Well, so what Freyalis could tell is that the child has been courted and found by Charlotte Bataille, an anarch toreador who is currently held up in the Detroit Institute of Arts for the evening, which is painfully on brand. The idea is you... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna go. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yes, but Charlotte has never had exactly a mind for subtlety. So, the idea is that hopefully you go in, you negotiate, you get the child back, and you don't start a turf war. That is the hope.
There's a child in. There's a child? There's a child.
Yes, we're looking for the child though.
And our plan is to get the child back to his parents.
Okay, y'all have weird words for weird things.
No. Okay, so this child is an actual physical little person. However, this little person is also a werewolf.
Werewolves are a thing.
We're gonna put a pin in that for later.
Mm-hmm. Generally.
Okay.
Werewolves, mages, fae.
Ghouls.
Yeah, that's a whole thing too.
Spirits.
Hi, yes. Welcome in.
Oh my god, this one a baby. How old
Oh,
are you?
absolutely. Brand new.
Like,
just
week?
turned about a week or so ago.
Yeah.
I had a life before this.
I know.
But you're a baby to us.
I think I like this one now.
Oh, just wait till you meet the other one.
He's very toreador.
Right. Does anyone have a toothbrush?
I've spare in my car.
I take you up on that. Ashtray. Okay, here I have one thing. No smoking, please.
Totally fine.
For me,
They ruin books. They ruin
please,
books. Oh.
please, just it's awful. It's terrible. It tastes my mouth is an ashtray.
I'll make note of that.
Ayo's gonna walk over to Ray
Don't shotgun smoke.
and open up a can of Altoids.
Thanks. Oh, okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Weirdly kind. Haven't experienced any of that really.
They're orange Starburst flavored.
That's awful.
Oh.
That's absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Genuinely in character. This is me.
Those are really not going to taste good with the toothpaste. It's mint.
I'm just gonna very quickly yeah.
Do you want a tissue for that?
If it makes you feel better, all human food tastes like ash to you all.
This is
But-
going to be a long night. All right, let's get to work.
Let's go.
Suddenly, relocating a haven sounds like I have the easier of the two nights.
I now understand why this was a favor.
Oh,
Why?
careful
'Cause
with
I
my
didn't
books,
eat your-
please.
Nasty Altoids? Jeez.
So
Edmund
cute.
will
They're
sort
so
of
cute.
take Victoria's hand
Ooh.
suddenly, and then nod at you and continue to walk. And left in your hand is a folded piece of paper.
This is Edward's number.
Okay, wait. This is. I think like Victoria's gonna look over at Bo very quick to check the hairstyle, and then go and like look back. Go ahead and look it down at the paper.
Okay. The paper says 5401. Excuse me. That's a lie. Delete that. It says
Delete it.
5386.
5386.
All right. So, you all are given a space to talk and gestate about how exactly you should best go about ensuring that the meeting does not go up in smoke. Where would you like to go to talk about such a thing? It is heavily recommended, and the more senior of your team would likely agree that you try and plot this out rather than going straight there, as Anarch and Camarilla relations are tense at best.
I do have a place that was lent to me, yes?
That'd be nice.
I would like to bring this new coterie that I am working with to my home. You can plan there.
Right. And Eotunde, this is not the first time that you have been to Detroit. So this place that is yours is outfitted as you see fit. Describe the interior of this place, if you would.
It is a nice condo on what passes for a skyscraper in Detroit. It has a nice big fireplace, high ceiling, a lot of windows. There doesn't seem to be any particular fear of the sun in the decoration that he has in his homestead. There's a nice TV area, comfy couch, a pole for dancing if someone is so inclined, stocked kitchen, and just everything is designed not to look good, but to be comfortable.
I haven't tried this yet. Do you have a drink or something? Or can we still drink alcohol?
You can, but it won't taste good.
Did it
Let's
ever
do it at
though?
shots.
You didn't have the right drinks, my friend. Huh?
Well, been a little busy.
So, let us get to work, eh? We've got a werewolf in the anarchy problem that we need to deal with. What do you all know? What do I need to know going in? Who can and can't be torn apart? I suppose that's the easiest place to start.
The child must be in one piece, obviously.
Yes, unfortunately, if the child dies, then it's all out war with the Guru, so that's not generally good.
I can do a couple spells. That's about it.
Uh,
Not really a hands-on type.
I have the sight. We can use that. I can sight visions if I rouse the blood properly.
And you, do you do anything, child? It looks to Ray.
The other one is quite good at being persuasive.
Mm. Child, how will you ever grow if you let everyone talk for you, eh? What do you do?
I'm a doctor
An admirable trait.
of the mind,
Ah,
which frankly astounds me how all of you are able to stay so sane is the wrong word, but do have some insights into people, a gift you could say, for seeing what people don't want to have seen, seeing what they hide.
what am I hiding, Ray?
If I'm honest, you seem remarkably focused on making sure everyone around you is comfortable. And, well, if I were to guess, perhaps it's because you yourself don't feel comfortable within your own body. And so, by making others feel comfortable, you give them the comfort that you cannot have for yourself. Am I anywhere close?
The first 100 years. Yes. I've evolved since then, but it's very good.
I will say, 100 years is a long time. Perhaps now it's just become habit, holding on to relics of the past.
Now you're getting to the center. What else do you see?
Well, I know that as time goes on, especially for those who might be holding on to something, as you seem to be with these habits, perhaps those relics would just be placeholders for what once was, for what you perhaps once were. Maybe you're forgetting, maybe you are, I don't know.
Wonderful!
Ray, as you begin to dissect and you feel yourself sink further and further into this diagnosis that you pull apart, your eyes lock with Ao, and your sight begins to blur for a second as the features disappear and they're replaced with a color. Noir, if you were to describe Ao's current mood, how does he feel right now? How do they feel right now?
He is intrigued.
All right.
Never met a kindred psychologist before. It'd be useful.
All right. So, Ray, as you are getting into this diagnosis, you feel your vision sort of almost extend, and Ao's features fade, and you just see this pale, light blue aura that gently shifts like a breeze until you finish your diagnosis and you blink a couple of times and your vision goes back to normal.
Sorry, something in my eye.
No, it wasn't.
Good enough
And
for
you-
you?
It was good for me. And you, what do you do other than be a pain in my ass? He looks to Victoria.
I was gonna say, which one are you referring to? Because we're pain in many people's asses, apparently.
Oh, Monsieur, you'd have to bend over for that privilege and beg for it.
Oh boy.
He turns around and goes, please.
Say pretty please.
Pretty please.
Okay, we can't do Twitch TOS. However, However, then I will owe you one. Now is not the time.
That is fine with me. I am old enough to know the power of submission. And I like it.
But to answer your question, as besides that, I am good at math.
So is my worst subject. And you there. He looks at Minerva. What do you do?
I go to school. Grad student.
How many babies do you have in this country?
I'm not that baby, but I'm only 5 or so years old.
Well, we're not going to school the Anarchy and the wolves into an agreement. So we'll need to talk to them.
But research
good
is
at
always
talking.
valuable.
What was that?
I said research is always valuable.
And Genevieve, the one with the sight, yes?
Yeah.
What have you seen?
The child's a guru that can astral project. Currently the hands of Charlotte. We dealt with her once before, a few nights back, before the vehicle we were in exploded. There's something that's been bothering me. We retrieved something for Charlotte.
And what was that?
A pendant. Was it an ankh? Was it another eye?
It was an ankh.
Yeah, it was an ankh.
Do you have it with you?
Oh no, we gave it to her. That's what we retrieved.
And where's the Charlotte now?
Well, she's the one that we're going to be after in the Art Institute. I suppose.
Oh, of course. The Torador. I really must apologize for my kin, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Ao, you have heard of Charlotte Bataille. She is 13th generation, so a step below you yourself, but a step above the children that you would assume are in front of you. She's very, very haughty, and very she's a very stereotypically uppity Toreador.
A
believes-
diva?
Yes, very much so. And she has some amount of immunity because her sire, despite being a Toreador, also dabbled heavily in La Sombran shadow magic. So she knows quite a bit of devil summoning tactics. And she is widely known in the Anarchs to have made pacts with several extraplanar entities to grant her sort of a to make her look more than she is, power wise.
I see.
We met her brother, a Julian, who had quite devilish features. Tail. Smell of
Sulfur
sulfur.
smell. Yeah.
Oh, I was there for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that didn't end well.
And that's when we first met you.
Yeah, that didn't end well, did it?
No.
Not particularly, no.
So,
But you're still here, so that's good.
children,
Yes.
how would you propose that we go into this situation?
Well, I will say, you've asked us all what we can do. You haven't exactly been forthcoming yourself.
This is
Just
true.
reinforcing that diagnosis.
Well then, allow me to make you comfortable, Ray. What I do is that I look at you as though you are the only person in the world, and then you are the only person in the world. I give you all my attention, and in return you give me yours. And if you let me, I kiss you. And you are the only thing on my mind, and then I am the only thing on yours. That is what I do. And if that doesn't work, I tear you a fucking apart. That is all.
That sounds terrible. If you're on the wrong side.
Well, I could see how that would have its uses. As I am, as you say, the youngest here, I'm not exactly familiar with Camarilla and the Anarchs, right? Please turn your phone off.
Sorry, that was my sire. Anyway,
It's fine. It's fine. My understanding is that this is to be diplomatic. And so those of us who are comfortable with speaking should probably be the ones at the forefront, right?
I believe if I were to be the coach of this play, that the ones that I believe should talk would be Victoria and Genevieve. This one is knowledgeable and quiet. And this one, not as knowledgeable, but forceful. They
You
better
I-
wound me.
What was that?
You wound me.
I am a little... Oh, go ahead.
Love, I mean no offense. Do you have the sight? No. Then you know less than Genevieve, yes? No offense.
Oh, that is not what I referred to.
A shame for me to have wounded you and not had the chance to enjoy it. But still. Ray, what were you saying?
Well, as I am new here, perhaps things are a little different than in human society, but from what little interaction the two of us have had, a little too forceful for my taste. If we're looking for someone who is not going to cause a fight at a conflict, I wouldn't put my money on Victoria.
I'm more curious as to what we have to trade, I suppose. Where Charlotte obviously has this child. What was the kid's name again, Genevieve?
Atreus.
Atreus? It has Atreus for a reason, or maybe as a pet, but I'm not imagining she's very forthcoming about
The
giving
child
things.
is valuable.
Yes.
Valuable enough to kill for, probably.
The child is also a means to start a war.
Value is value.
Some of us are old enough to remember plenty of wars. I think you know that. Wars can be unpleasant things, especially when one is not set to benefit from it. I don't think she is in a position to benefit from this war. But there is only one way to know for sure. We must talk to her.
I would perhaps suggest Minerva.
No, not for negotiation.
Hear me out. Her knowledge on some of these things could prove useful. Now, again, I am not as old and as wise in these ways as some of the rest of you, but I feel as though there's something there that could be helpful.
Minerva, what do you know about Charlotte?
Do I know anything else about Charlotte other than the interaction I had with her?
I would say you can make you can make an insight and intelligence roll.
Okay. Insight and intelligence. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
5,
6,
6.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Welcome to kindergarten with Minerva. We're counting to 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull back my recommendation. Actually,
It's just like we should give it up. Just like really, that's what you want to do.
Guys, how is that going? Okay. Okay.
And remember
okay,
that 2 of your die are currently hunger dice.
Cool. I got a messy crit on my hunger dice.
Wonderful. As you are posed this question, Minerva, the room wipes awash with black. And you see, standing across from you, arms folded, is one of your more stern teachers. A teacher who, in the past, taught you how to buckle down, focus, and really examine the lessons of what you are learning, not just the homework. And you go through and you begin to pace back and forth, and they say, she's haughty, full of herself, Toreador. Very stereotypically Toreador. Maybe too much so. She could be hiding something. They're obsessed with beauty, yet she spends her time with a Nosferatu. She seemed to have no problem in the sewer. Fee hated going down there. There's something off about her. What does she find beautiful? That is the question, Minerva.
Now I'm but a simple pea brain here. But can Minerva reasonably understand something about this?
I would say that
At first, I thought Minerva was actually saying that out loud to start her assessment.
you have not
That was
had
her argument.
very many interactions with Charlotte, but in those sparse interactions and with this sort of supernatural assistance, there's something about this Toreador that makes her very not a Toreador. And she compensates for that by overselling the things that do make her a Toreador. Maybe there's another reason that she has an interest in a hybrid.
Hide which clan you're from? Or is that very obvious to people?
Who are you asking now?
Just as a
general.
Ao, it is not unheard of. There was reference made earlier by Edwin that the Malkavian youngling would strike you as very Toreador. You technically do not know what clan someone is if this is not information that they do not present. It's not unheard of that someone would be hiding their true clan underneath a facade of some type.
Hmm. And it would make sense that someone would want to impersonate Darkline. Hmm.
She's hiding something.
What do
Remember-
you know, child?
Well, our usual Toreador member, genuinely despised going into the sewers.
Yes, disgusting.
Yeah, there you go. And Charlotte's a Toreador who happily lived in a sewer
With a
Lived.
Nosferatu, correct?
with a Nosferatu.
That is a good point.
It's
By choice, was she hunted?
no.
No?
Do you think
Perhaps.
maybe,
Does she find beauty in ugliness?
or does she over? Is she,
It's ironic, absolutely.
or is she not a Toreador?
Or is she hiding her clan?
Yeah. I think we could talk. If she's at the museum right now, her sewer might be unoccupied. And we've met her brother. And they don't seem to be on amazing terms with each other.
No, not generally.
You're not suggesting that I go down.
No,
to
no.
the sewer.
Well, I mean, maybe not you specifically, but these are two things that we kind of know. That's probably the most we know about Charlotte, that she's lives in sewer with Mr. Fuck Off, and that her brother is a demon diffle dude. That they're not, and they're on shaky relations.
Her brother is a what?
Is it devil? Unless she's not actually a vamp? Unless she's not kindred.
Want to go talk to her brother, perhaps?
Is she
Knowledge is power.
When we were in the process, did she read us kindred when we were down there?
Well, like kindred, yeah.
Hmm.
Also, you do all remember that the last time you saw Julian, he disappeared in a puff of asphalt and brimstone.
Hmm.
So you're not exactly sure that he's still on this plane of existence.
might be somewhere else now?
Sewers?
I think
We could always press the angler.
That's true.
I believe that the most direct path is the right one. We know where
That
she
I
is.
agree with. To get back to Ray's point, though, you see, Minerva is quite insightful, but a poker face she does not have. I could see her brilliant little mind working the entire time. When you are in negotiations, you need to be able to hold your cards in front of your face and not just lay them right in front of you on the table. Minerva would not be a good choice for that. You may not like what I do, but I am good at what I do, Ray.
I would perhaps be willing to concede that your talents would be good in a boardroom, striking deals under the table, getting what you want. We're not trying to
What do you
broker.
think the masquerade is, Ray? Honestly.
You misunderstand. We're not. My understanding is that we are trying to not start a war. You
Exactly.
provoke to get what you want.
How would I benefit from a war with the Garou, Ray?
I don't know.
The answer is I
But you
would
seem
not.
to be incapable of controlling your own impulses, killing an innocent person for no reason.
No, at that,
So-
I was simply following your direction. You were warned several times before I killed that little mortal.
A
You did not heed
Malkavian.
warning.
A Malkavian talking about lack of control. I have truly seen it all today.
It is rather amusing. But Ray, you just need to accept that's the world. Especially our world that you are now a part of. which I understand you did not have a choice, does not work on the same morality you may be used to.
I believe Ray is right, however. In one regards, I believe that it should be Minerva and Victoria.
Interesting.
Good cup, bad cup.
Um,
Or
What is your reasoning?
We need them to know that we can think more than we feel. We also need them to know that if their demands are outrageous, if they are committed to a war, we need someone who can let them know that we're prepared for it. We don't want it, and we'll put our best minds on the front line to avoid it. But should it come, we'll burn the world down. And two, it'd be foolish, now that I think of it, to put our sight on the front line.
That is an excellent point. Noted.
Though there is one caveat
Hmm?
to all this planning, is that I am the only one that Atreyu has actually spoken to.
It is true.
The boy might recognize me.
And you will be present.
I can be present.
We will all be present.
Absolute.
But the talking
But
is to Victoria and Minerva then?
that is what I believe is best.
Well, I would trust your judgment.
could we
That just
swing?
missed you.
What is it, Minerva?
Do we know anyone who knows Charlotte, like her coterie, in any way?
Well, I mean, if she does have a coterie, Nick would be present, most likely. Stands to reason.
I feel like it would be beneficial to see what we could dig up about her, because she seems like someone with something to hide.
You also remember that she had a particularly acidic reaction when you informed her that you were looking for a certain Malkavian.
Oh, yes, she absolutely hates Cassandra. That's true.
The particular
You know,
word she used was
I don't
What was
generally like to ask this because I feel that one shouldn't be judged by their parents, but can I have the name of all of your sires?
Certainly. Ophelia Justine.
Why? Not that this information is hard to figure out, but I am curious.
Because I don't like surprises.
Well, if it makes you feel more comfortable to know our sires. Mine was Cassandra.
Nymeria?
Sorry.
Professional.
Clip that.
That's Ramesh.
Very profesh.
My sire was a part of their sire's coterie.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I believe that we've talked long enough. I believe that we have some speckling, some foundation of a plan, and of course, our plan is going to go to shit, and then we'll have to figure it out all over again. Are you children ready?
Are
Everyone
we
has a
going to the
plan.
museum straight up? Or are we going to the sewer?
The museum.
Definitely not the sewers, I take it. I was
Ayo
reaction.
puts a hand on both of your shoulders, Minerva, and he goes, I will never, ever go into a sewer, you understand?
Just continuing to reinforce this idea of lack of comfort and
I don't think you're off the money there, right?
I love that you know me so well so quickly.
I think on the way we should teach Ray some etiquette, perhaps.
It is best if Blair stays silent. You have the tendency to do your analysis and annoy people. This is a fact.
Also,
And you're
Velas,
dealing with vamps kindred much older than you. That's a good way to end up dead.
Although
Again.
Ray's insight is also valuable as well.
It is, but I do not know that it should be at the negotiation table. When we
But
break and talk
it-
amongst ourselves,
Fair enough.
sure.
it might be prudent to have Ray apologize, perhaps, for last time, because it seemed that Charlotte was, no offense, Ray, you may have offended her a little bit.
That was not this razor. That was
And
the
it
other
is
one.
best not to bring up past transgressions unless they bring it up first. If they bring it up first, then of course you should always apologize. But if they don't, let bygones be bygones.
All right, let's.
Who's to say we weren't
Let's
going to teach
go.
them etiquette? Anyways, onwards and upwards.
Ray, I must ask, because I am curious, do you feel it when you change?
only once
Well, if
when
you
I
feel-
was
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
when I was angry, we could say. Most of the time it happens while I'm unconscious, when I'm asleep.
Strange that it did not occur when Edwin helped you sleep. If you should, however, feel anything that might lead you to believe that you are changing perspectives, might I suggest perhaps a word? Perhaps, if you can, call out Flip so that we can brace ourselves and prepare. Surprises are, in fact, what get us killed. But if we know, then it becomes a weapon instead.
Do what I can.
I believe in you, Ray. Now, let us go.
Right. And as you all exit Victoria, you get a text message sent to your phone. That is from Jackson King. That says, "Took the car? Really?" And several question marks.
She will text back very quickly. Do you want? I don't know why I'm doing the accent for texting. Do you? Do you want me on your side or not? Question mark. Question mark. Question mark.
Dang.
There's no response.
Really not pulling punches, huh?
And that's
Besides Jackson King, if I pull up my punches, I wouldn't get respect. We'll play that.
You wonderful saucy little bastards make your way into your various vehicles and begin to drive over.
Was Noir plum sauce?
Yes. And you begin to
Big.
drive over to the Detroit Art of Institute. Wait, no, that's not how words work. The Detroit Institute of the Arts, actually.
Which car is Ayotunde going to join? We have a whole thing where we have
We
very
do.
specific cars that we sit in.
I need to know what these cars look like, and I need to know who's driving and which ones. Eh?
If you're gonna go by looks of the car, you're gonna want to be in Victoria's.
Well,
If you want to talk,
Minerva, feel free to describe your car.
I have a 2016 C-Max hybrid energy car. Is a
Okay, and the other
Ford.
one?
Welcome in.
Hello, TPK Aeroplay.
Wow.
I
I'm
actually
just
wrote down
here
the description,
again
I just have to find
talking
it.
shit.
Laura's been very polite.
No, shoot, where was it? It
If
wasn't
you're
the
taking-
Ford Fusion. That was the temp car. But yeah, what was the description of Jackson's again?
If you're taking the same one that you took to go see Lyman, then
Was it the Hummer?
Yes, it is. It's a black
There we go.
Hummer.
Yeah, Black Hummer.
And
So it's a Hummer.
Very
Okay.
fine, very finely detailed. I'm not. If you couldn't tell, I'm as gay as the day is long. I don't know cars that well, but it is a very top of the line, well outfitted Hummer.
Yeah,
This is
it's
my
not the
actual
standard.
car.
All right, and what's the third car?
That's
There is no third
all.
car.
There is no third car.
just
Yeah,
the two. And
it's-
That's why I
it's
said
Genevieve
between
and
the two.
Victoria.
You could technically call your driver to bring the limo around if you would like.
I'm not finna flex on these fools that hard. I will get a Victoria's car. There's no way I'm getting in a fucking Sea Breeze.
Alright.
Excuse you, it's a C-Max. It's a Ford. I can attach my phone with the aux cable.
Yeah. And you could say Atunde sees its maximum potential off the bat.
Hey, it was what was
No.
affordable to Minerva.
All right,
I love it. Give me more.
killing this right now. So you folks get into your separate vehicles.
I guess
and,
it's just right, unless Genevieve is going in.
Genevieve rides with Victoria.
So it's just Ray and Minerva.
Uh-huh.
I'd absolutely give Minerva a pep talk, being like, look, I know you're nervous about this. You got this. You are very intelligent. You've shown that you are perceptive. You can use that to convince them. Trust me.
It's just like defending my dissertation.
Exactly.
Just public speaking and etiquette.
No, don't do it like your dissertation. Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Insight. That's what she's saying to herself. You're not in the car.
And meanwhile, in the other car,
Oh, you're rather quiet, you know. He's looking at Genevieve.
I speak when I'm needed.
But what about when you want it, huh?
And then I
Calm
talk
down,
quite a lot.
Io.
I'm just trying to know who I'm working with, is all.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to talk over Genevieve.
It's
Go
all
ahead.
right. It's all right. Say what you need to say, Victoria.
Oh, sorry, that was out of character. If you want to say.
I know, but I'm throwing you into character B.
Okay.
Yeah, now you're in it.
Do leave Genevieve alone. She has more important things to worry about. Besides, I am the one that owes you a favor, not her.
But favors are such sweet things. Why would I not want to collect more?
Because I'm not good at shelling.
You're adorable, Vicky dear. Io, if you're curious, Malkavian, gifted with the sight. And generally, I'm a star on the stage, mostly. I know my place.
It's because he has two Malkavians. It's like the beginning of a very interesting joke.
Two
Speaking of
Malkavians and a
jokes,
Ventrue
How
walk
does
into
the
a
Chicago
pub.
River smell?
I'm
Still
so-
awful?
What's that?
How does the Chicago River smell? Still awful? How was your beer?
Our beer is still peerless.
Oh my goodness.
Funny.
You two should keep it in your pants. It's really cute, though, that you're trying.
Oh, but I genuinely hate Chicago. It's a disgusting city. Your pizza, your hot dogs. Ketchup belongs on hot dogs. You call beans work of art? Oh, I'm sorry, Cloudgate bean. You have no taste. You're all full of hot air. I do not know how anyone stands you, but at least you're pretty.
Well, no accounting for taste.
And
But
there was
I'm-
that Calfat a couple of years ago. You're just so confusing.
You Americans with your city pride, it's exhausting.
And where do you call home?
Me?
A little bit of everywhere. As a matter
The
of
both of you.
Home is such a trite word.
Ah, all right, I get it. You're too poised and important to have a home. I understand that.
Oh, no, I'm too vicious to not call it a territory.
Oh, you think you're
Genevieve's opened the
vicious.
back window and is doing the waves and the air current.
Oh, wait, I was up front with her? I thought Genevieve was up front with her. Oh, it's going to be so much
Either
worse.
way. Either way.
It's going to be so much worse.
But you may want to come. In fact, I invite you both to come to Chicago sometime. I'd love to show you around. Clearly, from your description of my magical city, you had a terrible guide. And
Oh, would we get to fly into your awful, awful airport that is constantly congested and always late? Is that what we would get to do? Oh, I am so filled with joy.
I'm sorry, Victoria. Can you not afford a private jet? I'm so sorry. Some of us don't have to wait in line. And as for our pizza and our hot dog,
Your casserole and your meat sausage, sure.
my love, all human food tastes disgusting. Is that supposed to wound me?
No, but it tasted disgusting when you're all human too. Trust me.
I'm afraid I'm much too old to know.
And as you both continue to trade barbs, Genevieve very lightly enjoying the conversation from the sidelines.
This is what I wanted. So me and Noir are both from Chicago. So just so the stream knows.
Minerva, you notice, Ray notices, and Ao, you notice that as you are driving along, just in the rear view mirror, Minerva, you guys are driving behind Victoria as you normally do. So Ao, you are able to notice this simply because your senses are honed to a razor sharp point. But you guys feel a thud on the road behind you. And as you sort of glance out the rearview mirror, you see probably a 10-foot tall, matted fur, fully grown guru that is hauling ass and keeping pace with the cars as they drive along. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Hell yeah.
Road.
You did this, Noir. This was you. This is your fault.
No matter what happens, I win.
Test. But out of character, Chicago style hot dogs are the best, and so Chicago style video fight
I
me.
agree.
That's what's up.
Okay,
All
again,
right.
out of character.
I'm a vampire, and all human food tastes like garbage, and Chicago hot dogs are still fire.
All right, y'all. We're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. We're gonna get some water, do bios, and stretch. You should probably do the same. And we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll see you then.
Bye now.
So, last we left off, Ael, Ray, and Minerva noticed a very large Guru figure that appears to be chasing Minerva's car.
That's big dog. That's
Ray,
really
Ray,
big dog.
I need you to text Victoria and Victoria and Genevieve right now. Right now.
They're right there. Honk.
Just call them. I don't want them to be off the road. Just call them right now.
I have their-
Call them right now. Call them.
I haven't had to call them. Do I have their numbers?
Yes, you
You
do.
have
Yes,
their
other Ray
numbers,
put their
yes.
numbers in. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is it gaining on us or is it just keeping pace and keeping?
It appears
space?
like it's keeping pace.
Okay, because it's not gaining on us right now. So I think it's just following us. So keep it calm, totally cool. Do I have any silver?
I don't know. What would you need the silver for?
Hello?
You'd be able to find some silver. Too.
Jen, we've got a big problem. Look behind us now.
Jen, you see?
Like, emphasis
Why?
on big.
That is.
Why? Sorry, out of character. Why though?
Gotcha. Awesome. Great. Fantastic. Fucking brilliant.
I need to call my sire right now.
Oh,
What seems to be
also, thank you very much, Rowan, for that Bane in the chat.
Why?
We adore you. Darling,
You could save
we
it for
don't.
next week.
you could have.
No.
You could have also chosen to not, but you did.
What is Minerva's car just breaks down right now? Like, is that what's gonna happen?
Master of Ceremonies. Are there any other cars on the road?
No, you guys are on a stretch of road that is particularly deserted. It is also late. It's about like 1 a.m. ish.
Can I roll down my window and jump on the ceiling? Get on the roof.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm just
Swing
like
out
Mhm.
onto the roof and plant your feet, sort of digging the sharpened nails of one of your hands into the roof of this Hummer.
then I'm just gonna kind of work my way to the trunk, and I'd like to. Is there something that we can help you with, friend?
And you see that it is running, and it says, "Where is the cub?"
Just gonna roll down the window. Just. We're finding them. Okay.
It is not with us, so why do you follow us?
The one who took them. They smell the same. And sort of is staring down at Ray.
That's their child. The person who took your cub is not here.
Then a child for a child.
No.
And you see the Guru goes from running on both legs to falling forward on its front paws,
Floor.
and now it is gaining
Flooring
on the
flooring
car.
it. Flooring it.
Why did you have to buy an electric car?
Hey.
I'm just saying, in this moment,
So friendly. It is
kind of might get me killed again.
I'm not gonna let you die. Flooring it.
Again.
If I may,
Mhm.
as I see it start to gain, I'd like to try something. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but we're gonna try it. I would like to use Dread Gaze.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna pull this up. Give me a second. So sorry.
You're totally fine. It's a thick book.
We have,
It's
also have a
There's
boon in chat
lot
for
of
Minerva.
information.
it's a thick ass book,
Oh.
boy.
A Minerva boon.
Language. How dare.
Nerva's gonna get away and Ray's gonna die, I guarantee you.
Thank you,
Yes.
AJ.
I believe that is a presence power, yeah?
Yes, it is. It is a level 3
Okay.
presence power.
Yeah. So Marie
It's
text him.
it's basically just letting all my vampire freak flag fly, like
Right.
to scare them.
So I need you first of all to make me a rouse check as you try and summon up the blood to do this. To make a rouse check, you are going to fuck. I clicked the wrong number. 1 second.
No worries.
Thick book.
Thick ass book, boy.
So as you are standing on the roof of this car, this sort of gently draped over, very flowy clothes that you have almost begin to form wings to the side of you as you're pressed down, bearing down, teeth out. There's just this shadow of terror that seems to elongate from Ao's form, almost consuming their form entirely. And for a rouse check, I am going to need you to roll 1d10 and tell me what you get.
Okay. I got a 9.
Okay, so you succeed. You do not grow hungrier from the event. And you do manage to rouse your power into action. So now we can roll the appropriate things for that. Which, if I read correctly, is a contested roll, yes?
I believe so. I'm still trying to find that this is a thick book.
That's fine. It is page 268 of the PDF.
Nice. Okay.
Nice -1.
It's going to be your charisma plus your presence versus the Guru's composure and resolve.
Gotcha. My charisma and my presence, so that's gonna be. And my presence. So that's. Okay, so that's 10, 9, 10, 10, 6, 2.
10, 9, 10, 10. Okay, so you've got at least 6 successes, a 6, 2, 9. So yeah, that's 8 successes. Let me find this big wolf boy's stat sheet.
He wants to go fucking wolf. Let's go fucking bat or something. I don't know.
Right. And it's
So are you trying to sell wolf tickets right now?
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, Alicia.
It's
That's what I'm
composure plus resolve, I'm pretty sure is what I said. It's not a high roll. Composure plus resolve. Oh, yeah, absolutely not. As you sort of bear down on this hood and you let the beast inside you as far forward as you possibly can without flying into a frenzy, you all watch this werewolf sort of stop, its nails digging into the concrete as it does, and it just locks eyes and begins to step backwards as you guys continue to haul ass and drive away.
Gotta hop back in the car. Sorry for any damage to the roof. I will pay for that.
I'll send you the invoice.
Expect no less.
Again, you're both adorable. Thank you, though. Genuinely.
Sometimes it's just best to talk to those.
And eventually, you guys make your way to the Art Institute. And as you do, you approach the exterior and you see that it is almost completely bare outside of one security guard who stands at the entrance, who smells heavily of kindred, that spots you all and says, "Right this way," and opens the door for you. As you all enter, you begin to walk past exhibit after exhibit, and there are several different people that are waltzing about, sort of enjoying the faculties and the art institutions and installations around them. Ao, you recognize some of them. They're mostly younger, almost all Toreador, almost all anarchs. Uh, and you see sat atop an art fixture in the center of a room. They are petting the small child in her lap. You see Charlotte Patel.
Can I sense the unseen?
You can sense the unseen. Does sense the unseen come with a rouse check?
Nope.
I do not believe it does.
'Tis free.
Wunderbar. You do see about 4 or 5 people stationed in corners of the room that are cloaked within the shadows. And you do also see a young woman who is standing there, hands interlocked. She's on the side of the chair, almost behind it, cloaked in shadow.
I'll make eyes at Atreus and see if there's like that flash of recognition.
He sort of looks up and meets your eyes and... Well, well, well. To what do I owe the pleasure of the Camarilla entering my... And her eyes settle on Ao. And since when do the Camarilla and the Anarchs do business arm in arm, Ayotunde?
Well, it seems that you set aside quite a party for all of us, so I made the long trip from Chicago to be a part of it. I can't miss this. By the way, it is a pleasure to see you. You are beautiful as always.
Yes, I am.
And what a lovely child.
His name is Atreus.
Beautiful name. Norwegian in origin, I believe.
Somewhere around there. I've never been one of historic note. And you do see that around her neck she is wearing the Ankh necklace.
Well, with all great things, we want to make sure that this beautiful moment in time stays stable. We don't want any mishaps. Just want to keep everything civilized.
Yes, I suppose we do. I hear that you all are interested in this little cub.
Well, yes, I know I am personally such a big fan of family reunions, so I was just looking to aid such a thing happening.
Isn't that darling? And do tell me, child, how is that little human pet that you've kept so graciously alive, I'm sure? Alive and well? 401k? Wonderful job, I'm sure.
No, it's not my pet. It's not my concern.
I was not speaking to you, darling. Apologies. I meant the child. Or did that not work out so well?
Someone got a little excited and couldn't control their own impulses.
My goodness, you are a stubborn one. I was right below the pier when the car exploded, darling. I heard it. That human would have been a mince pie by the end of that. It has nothing to do with the fact that your Ventrue here simply sped up the process.
The turnings of fate and when time comes for death is not something that we should decide. Who are you to make that decision for someone?
I always find it more bold that people assume they make any decisions. I find that we are simply scissors, and at times we cut the strings of fate. And one day, another pair of scissors will cut the strings that puppeteer ours.
Well, if that's the case, if you have no free will of your own, perhaps you should just part with this child and we can be on our way. Since
Oh,
none of our interaction here has any meaning.
that is an interesting choice. I could just give you little Atreus here, and you could be back on your way, but you know, welcome in, Raiders. I am so much more interested in what such a young band of kindred could possibly think they have to offer me.
Oh,
But-
well, I thought that was rather obvious.
Minerva.
Oh, sorry.
I thought you said something.
No, Victoria can go.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was rather obvious. We're here to help you evade a war with the Garou. As a favor.
And that would be a pressing offer, but Guru can hardly tell us kindred apart, darling. And they already have the scent of the person who stole their child, and they are not aligned with the Camarilla. Or they are not aligned with the Anarchs, but they are aligned with the Camarilla.
Yes, but what's
So-
unfortunate is Garou, as you have very rightly said, are not very good at telling us kindred apart. And they've quite unfortunately locked onto our coterie and followed us here to this location where your cub is, where their cub is right now. And I think it would probably be in your best interest to, in order to avoid any sort of issue with the Garou, allow us to take Atreus back to his home.
Minerva, right? That's which
Yeah.
one you are.
Correct.
The other ones have been on my radar, but you are relatively new. So imagine my surprise when someone came to my doorstep, just busting at the seams with knowledge about you. Wasn't that interesting?
I would like to insight check.
Nurgle, if you'd like to come forward. And you see one of the invisible figures sort of steps out of the shadows. Long, dark hair that is pulled back into two tight braids that come down to the neck. And is wearing a very fine, dark red suit, which has a stained white lab coat over top of it, and there are blood stains in various places. And he holds a small book. Looks over and says, "So this is Minerva. Pleasure to meet you in the flesh."
I'd say the same, although I don't believe we've been properly acquainted.
My name is Nurgle Offstein. I believe we have a mutual contact.
I'd like to insight check, please.
Make an insight check.
I have a feeling I know who this is.
Make it, you know how to roll. Insight plus wits.
5, I didn't even-
Okay. 4 successes, but 1 fail, like a 1 on one of the
On the
dice.
bestial die.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that is going to increase your hunger
Oh god.
to the 3rd point as you smell Nymeria, traces of her mixed with whoever else this person is. And once he sees that you understand, he doesn't say anything further, just nods.
I see. Interesting that someone would have any information about me. I did not think I was that interesting, to be honest, compared to the rest of my
You are
coterie.
not. You are not, trust me. But wouldn't you know, by some happenstance of fate, or something that's watching out there, I recently came across a delicious detail of information. A book that's in your possession that you found out at the pier. I wonder what could be inside it that you're guarding it so closely. After all, we are in a negotiation, aren't we? We should bring things to the table.
I suppose. Interested to know how you know about the book.
As you get older, you will begin to establish contacts in the smallest places.
Like the sewers underneath a pier.
And you see Charlotte sort of smirks and says, "If you're lucky."
An interesting place for a Toreador. Don't you think?
Interesting would not be the word that I choose for it.
Be the polite term.
Yes. Bravo! You've unraveled the devastating secret that Toreador sometimes find beauty in odd things that they cannot help. Is that all you have for me?
No.
Would I be able to incite a vision at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rouse the
Yeah.
blood?
What would you like your vision to? Yes, I do need you to rouse first. Make a hunger check.
Yep. I'm gonna use this one. That's a 9 on the die. So I would
Dope.
like some insight into what kind of leverage we can get against Charlotte in this moment.
Okay.
I was also going to
Uh,
ask if I could pull like an insight, so maybe like insight empathy.
Yeah.
You if
Yeah,
we've hit a nerve, so
I
maybe we
want.
could tag team it.
absolutely. Yeah. If you would like to roll insights, you can roll insight empathy or insight wits. And Genevieve,
Mhm.
your vision as you turn the sight onto Charlotte, you see visions of her long ago running through alleyways, freshly turned. Something oddly satisfying and gorgeous about the very fine, beautiful features marred by the mud puddles she's looking in. You see trash cans and dumpsters, the deep allure of them, inspecting different insect life and grime and grit that makes its home there. And eventually you see a meeting with a large anglerfish esque Nosferatu. and a deep, meaningful kiss. And then you see a silhouetted form of a sire. Deep, deep disdain, rejection, shunting. And you see the front slowly be created. And you see the need for importance slowly grow. This is a person that craves power, an edge, something that makes her better than those who are around her. Ray and Minerva, how are those insight rolls?
Right. I was going to ask. So I have insight with a specialization in empathy. So I don't remember what those do.
A specialization adds an additional die to your pool.
Okay, and it's
so you're going to roll insight plus wits.
Insight plus wits. Okay.
Yep, and add an additional die on top of that. And just to double check to make sure, your hunger die are not additional die; they replace die that are in your pool.
Mm-hmm. 4
dope.
successes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I rolled like shit. That's 3 successes. I rolled 2 ones.
Okay. Were either of those ones on your hunger dice?
Was not, no.
Okay. So you wonderful folk, even with 3 successes, you can tell that you've definitely struck a nerve by pointing out her unfortunate clan bane. Minerva, however, you have seen a little deeper. The general front that was put up very strongly was immediately deflated upon seeing an older, more experienced Toreador. And you get the sense that she knew you were coming, obviously, and she wanted to be, because Charlotte is a generation above you all, and she wanted to be the strongest person in the room, and Ao's presence makes that not so.
With my insight, do I have any insights as to what her relationship with Nick was?
I would say that you, with that being such a human relation, you can discern that their relationship is romantic.
Smoochy.
I guessed it was, but I didn't want to. I figured I had the role.
Sure.
Might as well not end up acting on something that's a guess.
Right.
My darling, you crave power, but it won't bring you love.
Or you already have love, but not the power to keep it safe.
Oh, is this what this is about to turn into?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
Psychoanalyzed.
I just find you very fascinating, is all.
You should actually let yourself get psychoanalyzed. It's fun.
I'm very aware of all of my shortcomings. Thank you. We're here to negotiate a trade. Do you have something you want to give me or not?
If it is all right with everyone in the room, do you mind if I ask a few questions?
Go ahead. Leave it to the authority in the room. Looking at you.
Feel free. And you see she sits upright in the chair now.
So we are negotiating for the pup, or the child, Atreus. Sorry. Not meaning to be rude. Correct? If you don't get what you want, you keep the child, and the wolves come for the kindreds. They attack without discrimination, blindly. Because that's what I am to understand.
Yes.
So you're negotiating for your own loss. That's what I am to understand.
No, I am negotiating to let the Gru destroy as many of these pesky Camarilla as humanly possible, and then I will swoop in like a guardian angel and present them their child, so that they will leave, having done the damage that they saw fit.
But you already know that we know it's you. We know it would be you that causes the loss of Kindred.
That wouldn't stop the Camarilla numbers from being thinned.
Ah, but then you die afterwards. Yes?
Do I?
The wolves will attack here, Detroit. There are relations, business relations. Chicago, New York, Las Vegas, LA. If a great number of Kindreds are killed, you do understand that the circulatory system of everything that we built is disrupted, and it's all by you. And we know your name.
I believe that's what the kind call a power vacuum. One that I would be more than willing to step forward and plug.
Ah, that is true. This would be a power vacuum. But do you think that we would ever elevate someone that would feed their kind to the dogs and make a home in the sewers?
Enough. You are in my haven, and you will speak to me respectfully.
Oh, I'll
This
do
is the
respect.
last offer I will give you. The book that the girl holds. That's the price.
Can I insight check again?
Mm-hmm.
Why does she want the book in particular? Four successes.
With 4 successes, she has been knocked off of her balance. You are all very cleanly getting to all of her most pertinent insecurities. You're getting the feeling that she doesn't really have a plan for the book. She's
Mhm.
just been told it's important and is setting that as an opening bargaining chip.
Be a shame if, I don't know. I mean, we took a stop to the sewers and left a little bit of someone's scent in Nick's little domain. Be a shame if the Gru thought that's where the cub was. With your little lover.
Minerva,
Mm-hmm.
make me a manipulation and
Can I make it a performance?
Which?
sure
Is there-
manipulation.
Is there any way that I could assist?
I was just about to ask the
Um,
same thing. Come on, man.
I would say with the assistance you are getting from your coterie of you're all attacking from all the pertinent angles, I would say you can add an additional die to your pool because you definitely do have the advantage in this situation.
Baby! Woo! Okay.
You can do it, Triplet. I believe in you.
This would be a great place for that boon.
Actually, Dory was pretty impressed too, honestly.
Okay. 3 successes.
Okay. With 3 successes, she sort of scowls at you and takes the child in one hand and dangles him over the edge and says, "You will be careful of whom you threaten, girl."
If you kill that child, you're dead as well.
Yes.
I think I have seen and I think that I have heard enough. The child, the girl, that is, sorry, Minerva, will be careful with who she threatens, especially because we are in your domain. This is true. However, and I'm going to take one step forward, I will not be so careful. Do you understand that we sent children to negotiate with you? Children. This one is fresh, not more than a year old. I appreciate the ambition. Truly, it is to be respected. The plan, even, is clever. Use the wolves to get your work done. Good. They should have a purpose. But the game has gone on long enough. So you will sit down and you will put the child down. Because if you do not, then that will not be the only child that is dangling tonight. And I would like to make an intimidation check.
All right. Go ahead and roll me, let's say, intimidation and manipulation.
Yay, Torador skills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7.
One of them has to be a hunger die.
Yes. So one of them, you just look at the dice you got and designate that one of them as this.
So what I've been doing for the hunger dice is I've been using the D10s as the regular die and the D100s as the hunger die.
Smart.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Okay. Let me empty this out. So sorry, y'all. All right. So what are we looking at? We've got 6, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4 successes.
You see, she raises Artreus back up, who is just kind of hanging out. Doesn't seem very scared at all.
He's chilling.
And she sits back in the chair and drops him on the first step and looks down to all of you and says, "The next time I see all of your faces, you will not always have a guardian angel. It would do you well to remember that. And it is good to see where my supposed fellow Anarch's intentions seem to lie. You have what you came here for. Get out."
Thank you very much. I'd like to scoop up Atreus.
Atreus actually runs over to Genevieve.
Cool.
Hello.
Totally fine.
It's okay. Come on, sweetheart. Let's get you home.
Well,
Pleasure as always.
Can I insight the child as well as use my heightened senses? I want to know, was this child ever worried? Did they know
Sure.
anything
go ahead
about what was going on?
and use insights plus intelligence for me.
Insight plus intelligence.
can I look at Nurgle and be like, call me?
And Nurgle has had a wide smile this entire time. Most of the other kindred in the vicinity began to look away and pretend not to be listening in as the discussion got more and more heated. What'd you roll, Ray?
That's 4 successes with a messy critical.
So, as you're inspecting this child, thoughts, curiosities begin to run through your mind. And as you grow more and more curious, you feel the professor slip further into the back as the curiosity takes a front seat. The child's not scared. This is all a game to him. This is all a game to you as well. As you see him cradled in Genevieve's arms. Genevieve, Artreus, sort of looks up and says, "Hi."
Hi. You alright?
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry. You smell like lavender.
Thank you.
I grab Minerva and go, Flip.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Scoop and walk.
Let's go get you something to eat, darling. Now that I have the child close to me, do I smell cotton? Do I smell kindred?
You smell kindred, and you also smell that distinct, almost earthy, aerated scent that comes from the Guru. And yes, he's cradled in your arms. And as you all exit, some attention being drawn to the loud laughter that is cackled out briefly.
It's a funny joke, Ray.
You are all on the outside of the Detroit Institute of the Arts.
Real quick, Victoria doesn't say anything, but as she in character, she has been smiling this entire time and just kind of looking at Charlotte. Signs. I'll explain what it is in a second, but which is sign language for pawn, and walks out.
All right.
Seeing
So
that,
you all
Tuesday was
exit.
just gonna be like, come on, act like you've been there before.
I'm just greeting another fellow.
As you all exit,
Sir Guru.
there is not that you can see. There is, however, a very tall, 7 to 8 foot tall woman standing out there, rough, sewn together patches and leathers. And as you use your heightened senses, you do smell Guru drifting off of her, and you smell another presence that feels close. And she walks forward and says, "Halt!" And you see that the Guru will, Atreus will look up and say, "Oh, hi, Mom."
Alright, let's get you back to her.
Okay. And he sort of like does that thing where children unnecessarily put their hands on you as though they're climbing down you like you're a couch. And he like waltzes over.
Before, I'll
and
just
she-
get to eye level.
Hmm.
Be good.
No.
Excellent.
And he, as he walks back over, immediately in a blur of movement, the large Guru slams down into the concrete, almost breaking it a bit under his weight, and scoops up Archase and says, "Fine." And he goes with the large Guru as the mother stares you down.
Unharmed.
"It is not common that one can scare Dracon." And she's staring at Eotunde.
In all fairness, I'd had a pretty shit drive here, so I was pretty angry.
She stares
did-
at you all. Go
You
ahead.
did just fine. And might I just say, on behalf of the kindred, I am sorry that this line was crossed.
The one responsible is being
As she
dealt
stares
with.
at you all. "It is uncommon for you that are so close to the worm to have power and not take advantage of it. Why have you spared my child?
Some lines should not be crossed.
And besides, we like a fair fight.
That too.
No. There's more here.
Get ready, buddy. Friend of mine.
Both sides were just like, oh, look at
Victoria Minerva on either end, just like
I just nope. What we not gonna do?
Let the one speak.
okay.
There's something more here. I can see it. I sensed it in that one. And I point at the child.
He is an unfortunate product of two foolish lovers.
I feel like this is not the last time I'm gonna see you. I don't know what it is about that child, but... well, I think they're gonna make things very interesting from now on. And this is just the beginning, I'm sure.
Just keep your hands away from my child.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. They're not my type anyway.
Good.
And
Keep an eye on them. An advice from a mother to a mother.
actually nods at the mention. And she turns back and goes to the child that's currently being cradled and climbing all around their uncle Drakon. And you hear her say, "Atreus!" And he sort of climbs down, ready to be yelled at. She ruffles the hair and says, "Do not do that again."
He's very brave.
Yes. What languages do you all speak?
Well, it's French and ASL. And
I speak English, French, Russian, and Portuguese.
English and ASL.
Okay. Also, as a point, all of you can know ASL if you find it appropriate for your character.
Okay. I speak French, Russian, and Mandarin.
Okay. And Minerva?
if you're talking, you're muted.
Oh, I don't think I gave her any extra languages.
Okay. So Ao and Ray, you would understand the Russian that comes out of this woman when she says, "I'm very glad you are safe. Welcome back, my pale, cold son." And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Title drop.
How dare you?
I was
It's
so
the name of the
close.
show.
How
It's the name of the
dare
show.
you?
It's the name
How
of the show.
dare you? How dare you?
I was so close to flirting with you, Noir.
Dare you?
So close.
Missed opportunities.
I guess you'll have to come back.
Oh no! Nah, seriously, this was amazing time. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Yes. I will likely Aotunde's mission is finished, so he's
Yeah, I'm
gonna
going
be
back to
hopping
Chicago
he's hopping on the
with
first
my
thing smoking
shitty pizza.
back to
I
Chicago.
was in character. Get over it.
But hopefully you all enjoyed the fourth episode of Under the Pale Cold Sun, Second City Wind. I'd like to go around and reintroduce our wonderful cast, our coterie of kindred, starting with our special guest.
Hey, that's me.
How you
I'm gonna
doing?
take this off.
Noir Enigma.
Hey y'all. I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as the Noir Enigma. You can find me on I said Snapchat. Well, it is on Snapchat. You can find me on Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, and SoundCloud as just Noir Enigma. Tomorrow is Thursday, which means that's episode 2 of Lonely Throne coming out on my channel. So I highly recommend that you get over there and watch it. Just announced yesterday, I am the GM for Cobalt Press's Kickstarter game, City of Cats. So please check that out. It's gonna come out. Next week. Also just started my first Hex Crawl game today over on Black Cats Gaming. It's a spy game. I play Agent Oppenheimer, so you might want to give that a look. And finally, the third game that I'm GMing is Second City Saviors, which comes back January 6th on 5th on this channel here. Highly recommend that you give it a look. We've got a little bit of support backing us going forward, so be on the lookout for that. Also, you can find me every Saturday right here on Critical Misses with Morning Ritual. Our guests next week are the lovely team of Chaotic Creations, Darby and Harper. Can't wait to talk to those two, except that Darby one. Anyway.
Talk about my triplet like that.
I know, what an idiot. Who would name their kid Darby? Sounds like a nerd.
Triplet.
Next week is the season finale of Song of the Deep over on Encounter Roleplay on Monday. Please give us a look. And of course, on Tuesdays, you can find me on the LFM Network, where I am in Degrees of Madness. It's a show with me and puppets playing Call of Cthulhu. It's a good time. So check us out. That's it. Bye. Or do you guys do favorite moments? I don't know. I think I saw that in one of the episodes.
Yeah. What was your favorite moment?
Oof. I think just AO talking to the coterie, trying to figure out who they are, what makes them tick. I gotta be honest. I'm a little sad that I was talking to the professor the whole time, but I'll get you next time.
Me too. I was like, I needed a reason. I was like, I'm in this space, and there was no
I
nothing
was pushing.
that was, hard.
I was pushing. I did what I could. Anyway, that's me.
Next time.
AO can pass their number along if they'd like to.
Yeah, AO's gonna slip everybody the number because everybody can get it.
I'm sure.
Or everybody can give it, because, hey.
Vampire the Masquerade is a game that is all about what you know and who you know. So I am sure that someone who has showed themselves to be an ally of the coterie will not be gone for far too long. But moving on from Noir, let's see what's up with Alicia.
That's me. Hello, I'm Alicia, or NNG9 on Twitch, where I live stream video games and swear a whole bunch and die a whole bunch, especially when I'm playing Hollow Knight, typically on Saturdays, and then Overcooked with some friends, or Monster Prom, as it's been recently, on Sundays. I am the Wrangler of Snakes. This is my camera-friendly noodle, Rock. He's great. He's who the emote is styled after. Let's see. Obviously, you can find me here on Wednesdays. Often I'm over on the Dicey Amazons channel for their Vibrant Legends games on Saturdays. Not all the time, but occasionally. That's a good place to find me. And next year, there may be another thing that I will be in that I can announce, but that's still a secret. Oh, also I'm Energy98 on Twitter for puns and snakes. And there we go.
And being cute.
Whatever. You're cute.
Whoa. Don't lie to our audience, okay? Bo, or excuse me, what was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment was getting to talk trash about a bunch of Chicago stuff to Noir. Because I knew that it was going to make it up.
Perfect.
I know where the soft spots are. I know you drink Dr. Thunder. Don't lie to me.
So much better than Dr. Pepper.
What is Dr. Thunder?
Noir?
Dr. Thunder was my nickname in high school.
There it is.
Oh, honey.
Oh, we're about to have a fight. Because, yes.
You check that off. your bingo
Anyway,
card.
that was
Dog. What's up, Bo?
Bo's next.
Hi everyone, I'm Bo. I was playing Ray, Professor Ray today, which rhymes apparently. Yeah, no, it was. I think it's the first game that I've spent in mostly as Professor. So it was kind of cool to kind of like get to explore that character more. Who is
You
that
okay,
character
Nor?
and how do they? You know.
Can't the prince was really hoping that she was gonna be able to talk to the professor, but she was okay with talking to the child. But she was hoping that she was gonna talk to the professor. She was pleasantly like, oh, okay, good. I can actually impart what I want to happen unto this person. What was your favorite moment?
I think gushing with Minerva in the car, having our little moments, having like getting to be the opposite of what Ray has been to Minerva, which is teasing and flirting and kind of like poking fun, but rather getting to be that awkward, nerdy character, because that's where Ray comes from, is that awkward, nerdy place of being, you know, an academic. So that was really fun to just completely flip that relationship.
Yeah, hell yeah.
As for places where you can find me, you can find me here. You can find me on Chromatic Chimera tomorrow night for a Cyberpunk Red game, which would be airing at 7:30 Eastern Time. And if I can get my shit together and figure out how the heck Streamlabs works, I am planning on reading a book on Sunday because I've always wanted to do that. I thought it would be so fun. I finally picked out a book that I had because I don't have very much money right now, so buying books is hard. But I did have this wonderful edition of Frankenstein, so I was thinking of doing that. I mean, obviously I won't get through the whole thing in one sitting, but that just means that there's going to be more than one. So there's that.
Gasp. Hell yeah. And moving along to our lovely Tremere friend, who had quite an active opening.
Yep, I did.
And you met somebody.
Ah!
Active
was the
opening was my
bane,
nickname at
by
high
the
school.
way. You hush your mouth. I will kiss you. That was the bane, by the way. If it wasn't clear, it was gonna just be a Tremere that Charlotte knew that I was gonna assign a random name, but that bane got thrown in there, so I was like, let's make it a very specific Tremere.
I met a lot of people today. I guess that makes me the younger child now, the younger sibling. Now that I know how siblings work, you can find me as co-hosting my podcast on Wednesdays, Chaotic Creations with my friend Harper. Also, you'll be seeing that here in the future, so that's super exciting.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Harper, who has what in terms of family?
an older sibling.
There we go. Good job, Triplet.
It's in my
Unsibling with left brother.
You can catch me also tomorrow on the Noir Enigmas channel in episode 2 of Lonely Throne as Arabella Chestnut.
Murder Terminator.
Lolly Terminator. I think that's it. No, wait, you can find me as at Darby Pack on Twitter.
There you go.
There
you go.
Oh,
All right.
Did I say
Favorite moment?
I also really enjoyed the time in the car, even when we weren't like talking, just the the random like moving the car.
Yeah.
It was so good. Also Ray just being unconscious. You see someone unconscious and then Bone just going.
The dedication was really good.
Dedication.
That was also very good. Yeah,
I clipped it too. I went back and I clipped. Yeah. So
Good, because I have no idea what I looked like.
you looked unconscious.
You looked like you were sleeping.
You mean you weren't a fan of the
Acting.
priest breaking into your home and almost the power of Christ compels you
I had to
all
bust
over your
out
place?
all my new toys, my new dominate discipline, my new magic. I had to bust it out.
Hey, remember how I was like, yeah, you should probably pick your spells before this session? When you were like, how many experience points do I have? And I was suddenly like, it's a good idea. You should pick your spells this session.
Yeah, I'm very glad. Well, I'm also glad that the dominate worked because.
Did.
Whoa!
Did.
Oh, I need to figure out what to do with Charlie.
Also,
You may- you
Minerva's
may
getting
be a
hungry.
willful human.
Minerva is getting hungry. I don't know what that means. I'm very afraid.
Is she
It is
thirsty?
If you get too hungry, I believe the limit is 6 or 5, then you go into a blood frenzy.
With
And
my little
the-
baby teeth.
the hungrier you are, the more difficult. Well, here's the thing about fangs, right? For Kindred, is that they make it easier to feed cleanly from Kide.
Mhm.
But if you were to say, feed not so cleanly from Kine, you could still drink the blood even with your baby.
Oh no, I need my baggies.
You should work on not being as hungry.
Gotta
Yeah,
get them
it's a good
Capri
idea.
Suns.
Yeah, I need my Capri
So-
Sun pouches, Coach.
Just chill
But
on the
with that
couch,
having been
drinking
said-
blood packs and watching Netflix.
Let's
Don't
move
listen.
up to our fearless host,
Oh, me?
the Critical Misses,
Hi.
soon to be partnered streamer.
Hi. I'm not a partnered streamer, but yet.
Not yet.
Hi, I'm Anita, or Critical Misses, or Panita. You can find me online, Critical Misses, or at Panita, in most everywhere. I'm here. I'm a TTRPG streamer on Twitch, and this is my channel. You can find me tomorrow on the Noir Enigmas channel for Lonely Throne. That's a good time, and you can find me here most every other time. We've got Morning Ritual on this Saturday with Darby and Harper, and I adore both of them, so I'm really excited to get into
Harby.
that. With Harby. Harby fully loaded. That's going to be exciting. And then Saturday after that, Noir and I have Brennan Lee Mulligan on Morning Ritual, which is really exciting. Rock on. That's where you can find me most every day. D, without further ado, whomst is you? Huh?
Your
What?
favorite moment.
Oh, my favorite moment? Oh, Io on the roof of the car, staring down a fucking werewolf. Yeah, it's a badass
Yeah,
moment.
when
Yeah.
when Io briefly became the Undertaker. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Exactly. Also, I'm a poser because I've only been watching wrestling for like a month, and I make references like that now because I'm
Your
that kind of person.
wrestling tweets fuel my life.
They give me strength in these dark times.
Yo, I didn't watch wrestling I haven't watched wrestling in like 10 years. And I'm just like, oh my god, everything you are saying right now.
The Fiend, cool as shit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi, I'm D. I'm saying that a lot more chipperly than I do during the cold opens. I'm D, or Devel, or it's the Riddler if you're feeling saucy. I am a voice actor, streamer, musician, professional game master for the Emerald City Game Masters Guild. I also play Julian in Woodsy Studios' Crimson Spires if you just can't get enough of me being a vampire. On Tuesdays, I have one more episode over on Encounter Roleplay. Next Tuesday, we are going to be doing the finale of Boston Besiege, which will mark my last time playing the good diplomat Pharaoh Mason. On Saturday, I am running the inaugural stream for the Emerald City Game Masters Guild's Twitch stream, which we will be doing a one-shot with a whole smattering of lovely people to get some people so y'all can see what we do in Lucaria. So y'all can see how we do.
What time is that at?
Fucking.
A time. A time.
The time that it's at, of
So
course.
say a
You
Twitch
don't
channel
know?
wanted to host it.
If there was a hypothetical Twitch channel that wanted to host it,
Hypothetically, of course.
oh my god.
Also,
It's gonna be 11 a.m. PST.
and which Twitch channel is that? Emerald City GMG?
Yes, my love.
Okay.
Emerald City GMG for the inaugural
Cool.
episode.
All right, so we know who we're rating on Saturday then. Good morning ritual.
And lastly, I would just like to remind everyone as we dip beneath the curtain and cross into the world of darkness on these weekly occasions that next week is the season 1 finale of Under the Pale Cold Sun. And I don't say this a lot, but if you like this show, you're gonna want to be here for it.
Also tell Dee she's cute.
Might I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
You were all very kind enough to invite me to your home, so should this group ever want to, I don't know, visit Ao in the Second City, I'd be more than happy to abide.
Okay.
Who knows? They might need to leave Detroit for a while. Next week, in the wonderful place, we will also have everyone's favorite Toreador Snuggle Cuddle Puddle, as Rowan will be rejoining us, and Fee will be back in action.
We love you, Rowan. We miss
And
you.
we love you. And our guest for next week will be making, if I'm not mistaken, their first ever streamed game appearance, as next week we will be having Crochetty Old Lady. Kelsey is going to be,
Hell yeah.
Kelsey's going to be around for the finale.
Yes.
And it is going... I wrote a
Be
couple of
careful
things
with
for
that
the
one.
finale.
Be careful.
I wrote a couple of things for the finale, and the conclusion that I've drawn is that everyone will be mad at me, and I'm still gonna write it.
We're excited.
So, yeah. That's all I got.
Okay.
That's all I got. That's me. Oh, my favorite moment was y'all dismantling Charlotte. That was my favorite moment. Of like y'all coming from all angles and just like really getting to the fucking center of that. I'm big fan of that. I will say, she's definitely...
Oh, she
Y'all
pissed.
have went from
Yeah, I know.
y'all have went from I don't care about these people to I will actively try and fuck with these people.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun.
I mean, let us
Just
go to
saying.
Chicago.
Is there a
Had nothing to
ranking?
do with that this time.
Yeah,
Nothing to
is
do
there
with
a
that this time,
ranking
wasn't
on
me.
how deep in the shit list we are? Because I feel like Minerva might be up there with the be a shame if your lover just died.
All right. And that's all I have if we want to find somebody
Okay.
to
Is there anybody online that we can raid this evening?
Raven appears to be online.
Okay. Yeah, we can raid into the
Blackfeather Guild.
Blackfeather Guild. We will do that. So the raid cry is from hello from our coterie to yours. Shoot. RAVVYN.
I put it in the Zoom chat for you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna raid into Raven. So the raid call is from our coterie to your hello from our coterie to yours. But yeah, until the next time the pale cold sun rises. We'll see y'all again.
Bye.
Bye everybody.